So,
but not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
Probably not. Coach, first off, how was your break?
Awesome. The break was great. The break was great to get to spend quality time away from it for a little bit, just to recharge, get refreshed, and get ready for the back end of the season.
Did you get a chance to watch any of Paolo? And regardless, how proud and excited were you?
Like more than anything, it was just being proud and excited and happy for him. You talk about each one of these guys' individual and unique journey, and that's something that he's going to have for the rest of his life. To be able to say what he was able to do, the locker room that he was in, the conversations that he had with his peers, and you would constantly talk about it. When your peers give you that credit and they talk about how great you can become, that means a ton. And so it was just happy for him for that experience and to be able to do that.
How is this break different than last year's, knowing that a playoff spot is up for grabs, that you're in that cluster in the East?
Well, I think it's great for our group to understand what we're capable of doing, knowing you're in that hunt, knowing you're in that fight, and being able to recognize that you control a lot of that, how you play on a consistent basis. And we will continue to treat it the same in the regards of one game at a time and break it down if we're doing the right thing by our standard. Win or loss, we want to make sure that we're playing our best basketball, and we've said this from the beginning. We're playing our best basketball the last 2 months of the season.
How much in that sense is being able to take a step back, kind of refresh? How important is that? Knowing the season's so long, but to get to this final 27 games for however you want to describe it, how important is it to be able to take
It's
that step
so
back?
important for us to be able to look back and reflect. I think of little small instances of, you think of the Brooklyn in-season tournament, what one game meant. And now you can reflect back on that moving forward. What does a one game mean in the big grand scheme of things? And I think our guys are understanding that, registering that, and willing to and wanting to put in the work to to have a level of success.
Is there a sense of excitement to get that going, knowing what's in front of you guys?
Absolutely. I think being away from it, you have a higher level of appreciation for how much joy this team has for one another, how much they like being around each other, the work that they love to put in for one another. I think you get to reflect and look back and then say, okay, I love being in the gym with these guys.
Another road trip coming up,
Yeah.
starting on Thursday. What are you hoping to get out of this one, especially you guys playing all Eastern Conference teams and beginning with a tough opponent in Cleveland?
I think it's great. I think it's a great ability to see and test where you are, what it looks like coming out of the break, knowing that you're going to look back and reflect again on what we're able to do, what we're capable of doing, and taking each game one game at a time, and just knowing exactly how we need to play in order to give ourselves a chance at each and every single night.
And Paulo obviously had a busy All-Star weekend, but Osceola was well represented, back winning the dunk contest, treble in G League, up next MVP. Just what does it say about this organization, the fact that they're able to get it done on both ends?
You can't say enough about the organization and the way in which Jeff and his group have done the research, the studying, the due diligence to make sure that you bring in not just the talented guys that are capable of doing things on the court, but the character guys that they have here, guys that want to do it the right way, and they want to do it for the guys next to them. I think that's from top to bottom how this group has carried itself.
What are some of the areas you've earmarked for improvement from now until the end of the regular season?
Well, our group, continuing to communicate at a high level, both offensively and defensively, making sure we continue to rebound the basketball defensively, offensively, making sure we're hitting the glass, and just, diving back into our strengths of what we've been good at through this entire time, and that's hanging our hat on the defensive end. But then the responsibility of when you have the ball in your hands offensively, making sure that, we have everyone involved, everybody is touching it, and that ball moves side to side, and that we get the best shot and best look possible as a group.
How did 200 points look to you in the All-Star game as a defensive-minded coach?
I struggle with that one. I definitely struggle with that one. But again, it goes back to those guys had a great experience. I mean, how do you take that and just build into the camaraderie that they had as being some first-time All-Stars, some 6 and 7 years All-Stars, some 12 and 15-year All-Stars. I mean, it's awesome. I think that's just a great experience for these guys to continue to have with one another.
How does it feel to know, obviously, you had a first-time All-Star this year in Paulo, but knowing there could be more in the future with Franz and more players in this roster as well?
I think we have that, and it feels good to have those group of guys, not just because of what they're able to accomplish on the court, and we say it as a group all the time. We have unbelievable high character, guys that, they want to do it for the right reasons. Obviously, it's a goal that a lot of them have for one another, for themselves, but it's always more about the team than anything. And I think it's so amazing that that's part of their journey. Like you have to love that this is something that they can mark down forever, that they were able to experience that and be in that situation.
What have you made of Franz's play since he returned from that ankle injury? Obviously, he had, I think, a handful of 30-point game plus point games. Just how important is him staying healthy in the final stretch of the season, and what have you seen from him since he returned?
I think what it's turned into, one, is just making sure he's healthy on the back end of the season, but just the maturity that he continues to possess and show night in and night out, and that's part of the communication, what we've talked about, because I think as coaches, our job is to put these guys in the best position to be successful, and a big portion of that is their communication and feedback with us. And so I think he's done a great job of doing that, communicating what he sees, what's happening on the court, real time. He and Paulo and our guys do a great job of making sure they communicate exactly what's happening in the game. So now it makes their lives easier and it makes us more efficient.
When Markelle was missing 27 games throughout that stretch, when we would ask about what he was able to do, how he was doing, you kept bringing up the fact that you're trying to save him, not just the long haul, but the end of the season as well. Do you feel confident about his availability in the final 27 games?
I think that's one of the things we'll continue to look at, right? It's always going to be the nature of how these guys pull up after games. And we're going to be smart about how we continue to do it. You're not going to break it in one game just to make sure that, they feel good in that moment, but you want to make sure that we're doing the right thing for our team as well as the young men that are out there every single night.
What do you like about that closing lineup with Jonathan Isaac out there?
Well, I think it's versatile. You have the ability to switch multiple pick and rolls. You have rim protection. You have guys, Jonathan does a great job cutting to the basket, as well as being able to knock down shots at, late in that corner. But again, it's high-level defense. It's our ability to make the right play. And these guys really do trust each other when it comes down to it.
What were you able to do with your time off?
Yeah, just completely took the time off, get my mind right, get my body right, for this push towards the end of the season. And I was able to get away, turn my phone off for a little bit and just live a little, yeah.
Did you get to tune in and see Paolo at all in any of the events?
I saw a little bit, I'll be honest though, I didn't, I checked the app a little bit to see what's going on, but didn't watch the whole game, yeah, I'll be honest. Yeah.
Does the break feel any different knowing that you have a playoff push ahead of you? These 27 games, these final 27 games are going to have a lot of meaning maybe than they did the last 2 years.
Yeah, I think last year we, somewhat similar situation. We're still fighting for a play-in spot, but obviously this year a lot more urgency. But for me, that also meant it's very urgent to get away for a little bit because it's going to be really intense and require a lot of energy and focus, and I want to be ready for that. So it's always good to unplug a little bit, and now I'm back and refreshed.
Knowing that it's a majority of the same group and whatnot, how does last year's experience help you entering this final stretch?
I think it just helps, just playing a lot of games together, being in this spot again, and obviously it requires a lot of communication, especially after the break, but I think we've got a great group, great chemistry, and I think we just want to take advantage of the vibe that we have, and hopefully have a good stretch towards the end of the year.
What was practice like today? First one back after the break.
Yeah, not too heavy. Just walk through some concepts and some more basic stuff. I would say, just kind of get our legs back, and the most important thing I think is good to see everybody and everybody to come back together.
What did you take away most from that 3-game homestand you guys had before the break? Obviously, I know it might feel like it's been longer than it was, but some big games, obviously, the national television game, the win against the Knicks, teams that obviously are in the playoff mix as well.
I thought it was solid. Obviously, the Thunder game, I thought they played really well. I honestly didn't think we played a bad game, but I thought we saw. They did a lot of things really well, and there are still areas that we need to improve, and obviously that's what we're trying to do here. So, but I thought overall it's not easy to play those games before the break. And I thought we came in all of those 3 games. We had really good focus, good effort, and good communication, and overall we finished off the stretch before the break pretty well.
Is there anything individually that you're really hoping to hone in on in this final stretch?
No, just more of the same. I just want to have a positive impact on the team, on the game, on my teammates around me, and obviously it's going to be ups and downs even from here on out. But yeah, just want to take advantage of, like I said, the opportunity that we have as a group, and hopefully get a playoff spot.
You mentioned how difficult it can be heading into the break, coming out of the break. It can be tough too.
Yeah.
Is it an advantage to have a road trip and have to know you have to lock in, or even playing a team like Cleveland that's playing very well entering the break and is pretty high in the standings? Does that help you guys kind of lock in, get back into step as you usually think so?
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, all we can do is control every day. That we're in the moment and do our best when the game starts. And I think we're prepared. We should be ready to go. But at the end of the day, that's what makes it fun, right? That we don't know what's going to happen, and I know that we're going to enjoy it and stay together as a group.
How cool is it that you guys have the chance to really accomplish something from now until the end of the regular season?
Yeah, super cool. I think it's a testament to our work all year, even the last couple years. And I think we put us in a pretty good spot. And yeah, but obviously we got 27 really important games coming up, and we're gonna need everybody to be really locked in and yeah, be in a good spot mentally and physically. Yeah.
You said playoff spot a little bit ago. The fact that you were pushing for a play-in spot last year, you're now pushing for a play. Is that the goal, to get that 6th seed potentially?
Yeah, I think if we look at the standings, obviously it's not going to be easy, and there's a lot of teams competing for those spots. But I think everybody here believes in the group that we have, and like I said, I think we just want to take advantage of that opportunity. I think we didn't have an easy season. Not everything went great, and I think we're in a pretty good spot. So we want to, like I said, take advantage of that. Yeah.
You've been here long enough to remember what it was like to practice in the arena.
Yeah.
How much nicer, if at all, is this place compared to that place?
Oh, I mean, the Kia Center now obviously is great, but I think there's just a way different feeling. Probably the best facility in the league, and I think everybody that's working here every day feels the same and knows to appreciate that as well. I think it's always great when you come into work and you're happy to be there, and don't just try to get out of there right away. I think that's always a cool feeling, and I think just adds to the good vibe that we have here.
Have you got a favorite feature of this place?
Favorite feature? I would probably say, honestly, the communal kind of feeling. The lobby area, we're not just around players or around coaches that we see every day, but we get to meet and see some of the other people that work here and have an impact on the organization, which I think is really cool.
I know you said you followed bits and pieces of Paulo's All-Star Weekend, but just how amazing is it, and how proud of you are him? Just to see that he got that really cool experience, was able to represent the team. It's
awesome, man. He works so hard and deserves all of that, and it's just I'm sure it's really cool for him. It's really cool for us as teammates and for the whole organization, I think, to have him be a part of that and represent us there and be around all those great players. I'm sure it means a lot to him, and super happy to see him happy like that. I think that was a really cool moment for all of us.
Do you have ambitions of joining him next year in San Francisco?
I think everybody would love to be a part of that. But if it happens. Yeah, I'm more worried about the season and team success, I would say.
Does it help you get back in the swing of things to have a media availability right after your first practice?
Yeah. I think it did. Yeah, I think good start. Yeah, good to see you guys.
You stepped on toe.
How was the break, Dale?
It was good, much needed. Good reset. Ready to knock out these next 27 games. Good.
Did you have a chance to watch Paolo at all, or?
Yeah, for sure. I checked into the All-Star game a little bit. It was kind of hard to watch. It wasn't that competitive, but anytime he was in the game, I was definitely locked in for him. Yeah.
How different is this final stretch of the season compared to last year's? If at all, the fact that you're going for the playoff spot as opposed to a play-in. And you're right
Yeah, it's just a lot more attention to detail in each game. Not that it wasn't before, but I mean, us being human, like of course, like every game, we making every game matter. Every game counts, no matter who we're playing against, and just trying to give ourselves the best shot going into the playoffs, being a really good seed. So, anywhere that 5, 6, 7 range, I feel like it's very achievable for us. So, that's kind of what we're shooting for right now.
How important was it then to get a little bit of a break to kind of reset and lock in, because the season's long. Obviously, it's the same every year, but the season is long. How important is it? How important do you feel it was to kind of get a little bit of a break before you get these high intensity games to finish the season?
I think with this being my 6th year in the league, and then last year was a little bit of us chasing a play-in game. Like you look at these breaks now. I look back at those breaks even when I was a little younger. And I didn't really understand the significance of the break. Now that I'm in my 6th year, 24 going on 25, like the breaks are very much necessary. It's very important for you to like really let your body relax and be prepared for those last 27, and then going into the playoffs, you want to be fresh, relatively fresh. So I definitely look at the break as I got a whole new perspective of the break than I did when I was a rookie, for example. So it's definitely something I take a lot of pride in now, for sure.
At this point, how do you feel physically? Like, how does your hand? Do you have any problems with that anymore, or how do you feel?
Everything feels pretty good. From my knee to my hand. I really don't have any issues right now. Knock on wood. So, sure about it.
You guys know what you're capable of doing when you're healthy. You guys got a little taste of that before the break. For this group, how important was it to, like you said, kind of relax, get some time off your feet, get some time away from your games and get everyone back at as close to 100% as you can be for the stretch run?
Yeah, like we were pretty banged up throughout the year, so that's another aspect of it, of letting everybody be able to kind of let their bodies recover. Then it's a mental aspect of it. This isn't necessarily a halfway point, so we played 50 plus games already. So, right? How many games have we played?
27, 55.
55, yeah. So it's important to kind of let your mind kind of relax, get away from basketball for a little minute, because I feel like too much of something isn't always good. So I think just to kind of disconnect from everything, disconnect from what the norm was, practice every day, game every other day, just kind of be able to relax, enjoy your family if that's what it is, or enjoy your friends, whatever the case may have been. So now you come in with a fresh mindset.
With your game individually, are there any specific aspects that you're really trying to hone in on in the second half of the season?
I think getting back to the basics for myself, kind of what got me into this league, and that was just being that hard-working guy, on both ends of the court, crashing the old boys every time, being relentless on the defensive boards, setting great screens, getting other guys open, and then taking my shots when they're there. I think that's what was so special about me coming to this league, is that I just played my game. I played as hard as I can, no matter what my role was on the team. So I think just me getting back to that and not doing anything outside of the norm. Just being really efficient in what I'm good at, and just going from there.
You guys jump right back in with a 3-game road trip. You're going to Cleveland, a team that's ahead of you in the standings. Do you see that as a positive, like to be able to jump right back in? Because I know going into and coming out of the All-Star break can be a little bit of a challenge for a lot of teams. Because teams kind of get themselves back into it. Does that heighten the focus, knowing that you've got a road trip coming up here?
No, absolutely. I see it as a blessing, honestly, that we got to lock in a lot quicker. The first game we're going against Cleveland, like you said, one of the better teams in the NBA. So, it just once again give us a taste of where we need to be at in terms of as a team, and gives us a look at teams that are above us, how they're playing, because honestly, before and after breaks, teams play a lot differently, depending on where they are in the standings. So, they're a team that's, I'm sure, trying to get higher in the rank in the standings. So, they're going to come out and give us their best punch, and we're trying to climb up the standings also. So I think it's a great opportunity for us to just kind of see where we're at as a team and what we can continue to work on going on.
Sixth season in the league for you, obviously. I know you haven't been to the playoffs. I know that's something you've always really been vocal about and wanting to be there. Just for you personally, what would a playoff appearance this season mean for you?
Oh man, it would be amazing. Just to get, my feet wet in it. I mean, I've been used to winning all my life, and then once I got to the league, I just never made it to the playoffs. So just to get that taste of winning again, and kind of just where we're at right now, above 500. I don't take that for granted. Like I really see it as a beautiful thing that I never really had a chance to be a part of. So I give a lot of credit to my teammates, my coaches, of us just being able to lock in on what was important, which was winning this year. So if we can make it to the playoffs, man, the job's not finished, but it'll definitely be an eye opener for me for sure.